What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Sullivan Project podcast. No music intro today. I just got done with Superman, so we're gonna go. It's fresh on my mind. We're gonna go straight into doing a review. Trying to get this camera angled here. God, we should have had that there. But yeah, Superman is out now. I record these ahead of time, but it's a month or so. But it actually came out about a month uh, after it hit theaters. You can download it. It's on Prime and a couple other things, but it's kind of messed up. First, it won't be available for another month uh, to buy it. You know what I mean? To get the physical copies, DVDs or whatever. But you can download it. But to rent it is only $5 cheaper than actually buying it. So I'm up here paying $30 to buy the freaking movie, and it's 25 to rent it. And I don't understand that. I mean, that was on Prime. Uh, I don't think it's any cheaper anywhere else. There was no option for a different price. So. And then there wasn't really much extras. There's supposed to be like an hour and a half. There's a couple of snippets. Maybe I'm missing them. But anyway, I just got done with the new Superman 2025. And this is the Sullivan Project podcast. I'm your host, Harold Sullivan. We're going to talk about a lot of different kind of Superman stuff today. And God bless, rest in peace, the original General Zod from the Christopher Reeve Superman movies passed away. Terrence Stamp, and 87, I believe they said. So my gosh, Gene Hackman, who played Lex Luthor, recently passed. We're losing people. That's why I said we all live and die in a blink of an eye. And so cherish right now. Every day is a miracle, and enjoy what you can. You know what I mean? Healthy stuff anyway. Don't hurt somebody to get your pleasure. You know what I mean? But yeah, I'm gonna get right into it. I mean, first of all, I'm blind. In case you haven't tuned in before, I lost my sight 4 years ago. I was born with an autoimmune disease, and I haven't been able to walk since I was like 8 or 9. I've been in a powered chair, and then I thought they couldn't get worse. You know what I mean? But it's all on how you look at it. No pun intended, actually. And so, anyway, I listened to the new Superman, and it's 2 hours and 10 minutes. Most Superman movies are actually known for being long and almost maybe even boring. But I didn't find them boring. The original ones, anyway. The original four and Supergirl, they were like 2.5 hours. So, but this one, it's not boring at all. Definitely, it's jam packed. They probably could have put more, and there was actually cut stuff. So I don't know why they cut stuff. And I'm going to say what I liked and what I didn't. First of all, I kind of think it almost could have just been any kind of superhero movie, not really Superman. It didn't really make a difference. But as far as the soundtrack, they used his theme a little bit in there, the John Williams Superman original music that gets everybody hyped, but only a few of the notes, and they used it here and there. As for the rest of the soundtrack, or even the lowest, like the Loves score, I didn't really hear that in there. There was really none of that. There wasn't really much of a love between those two. There really wasn't much Daily Planet. There really wasn't much Clark. I didn't really. The guy who was playing Superman, Clark, he was okay. I thought Lois was kind of annoying, actually, pretty annoying. Jimmy was decent. I liked he was funny. I mean, I chuckled a couple times. Jimmy Olsen. Lex Luthor didn't really mind him. Nathan Fillion enjoyed him playing Green Lantern. I mean, there was some comedy. I'm having some leg pain, so I got to lean off my hip for a little bit. Uh, with the autoimmune disease I have, I'm in constant pain, nerve pain, whatever, any kind, all kinds of pain. But yeah, I got to do the work though. I'm still here, so I'm here to do something. We're all here, and I'm trying to provide the podcast. We're around 400 subscribers on YouTube. God bless, and please, share if there's something that you enjoy. Uh, Help me get subscribers or followers, or Harold Sullivan 78 on YouTube and TikTok, Harold Sullivan period 35 Facebook, and then you can email hs19782015 at outlook.com, or you can call 724-513-1472 if you want to be part of the show, want to be an audio or video guest, or just say something or get something out. I'll help you with a message. A voice to the voiceless, you know what I mean? We got all kinds of new music too coming out here. Stuff by Miley Cyrus and Taylor Swift, um, Britney Spears. There's some different things going on. Check out the different channels there. So back to the movie. I just saw a flash of light a second right before I said Britney around right after that. In case there's anything on video, like an orb went by me. What was I going to say? Yeah, so, I mean, I don't really like much about it. I'm going to give it a 7, just a real quick. I will probably check it out more than this one time, of course. And there were some cool things in there. But of course, somebody else saved Superman, and that's how it always is. It's the same thing. I knew it was going to happen. And he kind of is whiny in this movie. I mean, he gets put through more than any other Superman, I think. He really gets knocked around, and I didn't like the robots too, really either. And I don't know. There's a lot. So, but I mean, the story's okay, and at the end, of course, it's going to be good. Oh, the Kents, I didn't like them, especially Mrs. Kent. Their accents too. Their accents were way. I mean, I don't know where they came from or were supposed to come from, but I never heard people in any of the Supermans or Smallvilles or any of that stuff sound like that before. It was something, especially now. Goodness. But, and why they put that in there like that, I don't know. But anyway, about a 7, and that's probably being good. And maybe that's a lower rating, I don't know, but I'll give it 7. And then let's get right on to Smallville Season 3. Since we're talking about Superman, I just finished that. 20-some episodes. Some key things. They're experimenting with Clark's blood now that was stolen. When he had to go in, something happened to him. It just so happens that he was under kryptonite or something at the time, so they could take his blood. And then, like, the needle went in. They wrote it so good. There's always ways of in Smallville of getting around things. Like someone's about to figure out his identity, but for some reason he don't have the powers at that moment. Like, it's crazy. He loses his sight and gets glasses for a moment. His mom, or not his mom, his dad makes a deal with Jor-El, and he gets sick and almost dies, Jonathan. But of course, we know, spoiler, he dies later in a different season, I believe. But he's actually saving somebody, I think so. There's no way Clark could get him, but he's dying saving somebody. I think it's during a tornado, I don't remember. So Clark does lose one of his parents in Smallville, and that usually does happen. There's a couple iterations where Superman doesn't lose one of his parents, but he usually does lose at least one. So, and then Lana's got a boyfriend who's a dead guy. A couple of the people threatened or tried to leave and come back, and Pete almost gives up Clark's secret a few times, and then Pete moves away, or he acts like he's about to move away because he can't take it anymore. He don't want to give up Clark's secret at the end of 3 seasons. And I like the character Pete, the actor that played Pete, Sam Jones III, I think was his name. And then Jonathan Taylor Thomas from Home Improvement comes back again. There's a couple of characters that come back in the 3rd season, and he's a character who could make copies of him, like he could split himself in 2 basically. So there was 2 of them. But there's a place where they're keeping these meteor freaks, they call them, and Clark, a couple of them escape and come after Clark, and he's one of them. And there's a girl that Lana knew that died when she was younger. She thought she was dead, but she wasn't. She comes back. It's a lot of stuff. And then I'm not sure if I mentioned before, but it's one of the best soundtracks because a lot of it takes place in a Talon, like a coffee shop that Lana runs, Lana Lang. and Clark and them, they all hang out there. But for the 90s, late 90s, early 2000s, this was the best music. I mean, this was right at the time, too. They wouldn't be able to do this now. I think they call it needle drops. Everything in the soundtrack was all pretty much 90%, I would say, was hit music. And then they had the Smallville, a little bit of score, and then a little bit of the Superman John Williams in there, too, even. Uh, oh, and speaking of that, yeah, Terrence Stamp, who played Jor-El, Clark's father in Smallville, the voice, is in season 3 a bit more. So, and then, yeah, he just passed away. My goodness. So I'd give it probably 7.5. I think I gave the first 2 seasons an 8 or 8.5, 8, 7.5, 8, and this one probably right up there, right below. It's not as good as the first 2, but it's right up there. I mean, the first third season, and it goes on for 10. So that's season 3, Smallville. Also, there's a documentary about Halloween out, talking about the troubling history of the Halloween movies, and I think it's on something called Daily Documentary. But you'll be able to find it. It's free. It talks about all the alternate scripts, how the company running the Halloween didn't really like Donald Pleasance when they were doing part 6, so they cut him out a lot, and that's why he wasn't in there. There was different versions, but if you can find Halloween 6, the producer's cut, that's the better version. How it has more scenes in it, and they stopped Michael Myers dead in his tracks with these stones. It seems kind of stupid, but it's like crystals and stuff, druid stones, and Tommy figured out about the thorn symbol, and Dr. Loomis is there, and he lives. Get, he doesn't die like he supposedly does in the other one. But Donald Pleasance did die. Donald Pleasance, he did die making part 6, or at the end when they were finishing filming it. So that's why he wasn't in any after that. So check out that documentary. There's also one on The Shining, but it's called A Clockwork The Shining, like a Clockwork Orange. And this is about Stanley Kubrick putting all this stuff in the movie, that The Shining actually was about mind control and not ghosts. I mean, it's really good. It's weird. It's one of the best documentaries that I've checked out recently, and it really isn't much about the subject. I mean, it's about how all this is supposed to mean something else, like The Shining. And I don't want to give it all away, because then it would, like, you wouldn't want to, you know what I mean? And it also mentions how Stanley Kubrick was maybe hired to shoot the moon landing, which a lot of people believe was faked, because he was on a list of NASA, and he was good friends with NASA in the 60s. So this all makes you think, but check out this documentary if you like any of the movies, any of this stuff. You know, there's a scene in the movie with what's that movie? That book that 2 of the assassins had on them, and it's in the movie too. Mind Control. Supposedly they were under mind control. Check it out though. Computer, what are my stickies?
I found 39 notes. General Zod, Smallville, Superman, The Shining, Jason, Halloween. Miley
Computer,
Rihanna,
stop. Okay, and one more thing, big news. There's a new Jason movie, but it ain't that big. It's like 13 minutes. It's online. I don't even know what they did it for, but they released supposedly the new Jason mask. A shot of it, a picture recently, a few months back, and a lot of people just didn't like it. And now they released a 13-minute short, kind of like a fan film, but it had Hollywood writers and directors and effects. And I thought the music was okay, but it's supposed to be supposedly what Jason's gonna look like, and it's called Sweet Revenge, and it's by Angry Orchid. I don't know what that is. It's a company, I think, but this is like promoting them, but it's not. It's not a promotion or a commercial. It's like a 13-minute fan film, and I don't want to spoil it, but yeah. And the Jason sounds in there. I was waiting for it to see if they could use it, so it's in there, and it sounds okay, but I just can't. I don't know about the looks, and the acting wasn't very good, and they just threw it together a couple minutes, and had somebody in a mask kill a bunch of people real quick, basically. But get your opinion. Let me know. It's something. We haven't had Friday the 13th in a while. We're getting a TV show. We're getting movies. There's a Jason universe. That's what this is supposed to be part of. What does that mean? Jeez. It's supposed to be a Halloween universe too coming out. We don't need. Marvel started it. Star Wars really first. which is great. Okay, but they ran out of stuff because without Luke Skywalker and the Skywalker story, they found out nobody cares about the rest of it. And kill or do so much. If they maybe they'll remake it next, and that'll probably ruin it because you can't just redo the Skywalker story again. But that's my opinion. Love's a choice, and so's the hate. Be the light, and I'll be back soon.